Hello, and a very warm welcome back. I am Sam, your lead tutor and mentor on this Digital and Technology Solutions professional degree apprenticeship. It is fantastic to have you here. Today, we are going to talk about the absolute foundation of your career. We are tackling Knowledge 36, the ethical and legal requirements in client and provider relationships. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Sam, ethics and law, that sounds dry. But let me reframe this for you. This isn't just about following rules or avoiding fines. It is about building your professional compass. In the world of IT consulting, you will face pressure. You will face pressure to cut corners to meet a deadline. You will face pressure to hide risks to save face. You might even face pressure to misuse data to get a quick result. If you don't have a strong internal compass, you will get lost. But if you master this KSB, you build something far more valuable than code. You build trust. And trust is the most valuable currency you have as a consultant. Our goal today is not to make you a lawyer, but to give you the frameworks to navigate these complex, gray area situations with confidence and integrity. We are going to look at the difference between what you must do and what you should do. Let's dive in. Let's use my scaffold and ascend method to break this down. We need to distinguish between two critical concepts, law and ethics. Think of the law as the floor. It is the baseline. It is what you must do to avoid going to jail or getting fined. This includes things like GDPR for data protection, the Computer Misuse Act, and adhering to your contracts. Ethics, on the other hand, is the ceiling. It is what you should do. It includes honesty, transparency, and acting in the client's best interest, even when no one is watching. It's about doing the right thing, not just the legal thing. As a provider of IT services, you have a duty of care to your client. This means you are responsible for the advice you give and the systems you build. Sometimes, you will face a conflict where legal and ethical don't align. A client might ask for something legal, like a system that tracks employees' keystrokes, but is it ethical? Your responsibility is to protect the client, sometimes even from themselves, by advising on the long-term reputational risks of the decisions. Let's look at the legal landscape first. As an IT consultant, there are specific acts you simply must know. First, and arguably most important, is GDPR and the Data Protection Act 2018. If you handle personal data, names, emails, health records, you are legally responsible for keeping it secure. You cannot just dump live data onto a test server without encryption. That is a crime. Second, the Computer Misuse Act 1990. This covers unauthorized access. Even if you are testing security for a client, if you do not have explicit written permission, you are committing a crime. Good intentions are not a legal defense. Third, intellectual property, IP. You need to be clear, does the client own the code you write, or do you? This must be defined in the contract. Speaking of contracts, your statement of work, so, is your legal safety net. It defines the scope. If you do work outside the SAO without a change order, you are not legally protected. Ignoring these laws leads to massive fines, lawsuits, and potentially jail time. This is the floor we talked about. Now let's look at the ceiling, the ethical landscape. We use the British Computer Society, BCS Code of Conduct as our guide. It has four main pillars that define a professional. First, public interest. This is paramount. You must prioritize the health, safety, and privacy of the public above all else. If a client asks you to cut a security corner that puts public data at risk, your duty is to say no. Second, professional competence. Do not lie on your CV. Do not claim you can fix a complex security flaw if you have never done it before. It is unethical to sell skills you don't possess, as it puts the client at risk. Third, duty to relevant authority. You must follow the law and your client's instructions, unless they conflict with the first 2 points. Fourth, duty to the profession. Your actions reflect on all of us. Don't be the consultant who gives IT a bad name by overcharging or under-delivering. This code is your professional promise. In the real world, things aren't always black and white. We call these gray areas. This is where your compass is tested. Imagine you recommend a specific software vendor to your client. It's a good tool, but the vendor also gives you a personal commission or a kickback for the referral. This is a conflict of interest. Even if the tool is good, your advice is biased. The ethical solution is transparency. You must declare the interest up front or refuse the commission. Or imagine the project is running 2 weeks late. You are tempted to hide it, work weekends, and hope you catch up so you don't look bad. That is unethical. It denies the client the chance to manage the risk. The solution is radical honesty. Tell the client early. They can handle bad news. They cannot handle surprises. Let's see this in action with a very common scenario. You are building a new app, and the client asks you, hey, can you just copy the live customer database onto this USB stick so I can test the app at home over the weekend? It is convenient, it is fast, it solves a problem, but it is a trap. Legally, this is a massive GDPR violation. You are moving personal data onto an unsecured device without an audit trail. Ethically, you are risking customer privacy for convenience. If that USB stick is lost, the company faces huge fines. You must have the courage to say, I cannot do that. It puts you and the company at significant legal risk. But don't just say no. Offer a solution. Instead, I will generate a synthetic dataset that looks exactly like the real thing but contains no personal information. You can use that for testing safely. You protected the client and solved the problem. For your portfolio, K36 is about demonstrating moral courage and professional advice. Use the STARR method to document a time you navigated an ethical issue. Situation: the client requested a feature for their employee app that tracked employee location 24/7, even outside of work hours, to ensure readiness. Task: I needed to advise the client on the ethical implications and potential backlash of this feature. Action: I referenced the BCS Code of Conduct regarding privacy. I explained that while technically possible, this feature carried a huge reputational risk and potential legal challenges regarding employee rights. I didn't just say no, I explained why, in business terms. Result: the client agreed to modify the feature to only track location during active logged-in hours. Reflection: I learned that ethics isn't a blocker, it is a strategic tool to protect the client's brand. By speaking up, I saved them from a potential PR disaster. If you are doing your major project, K36 helps you structure your compliance chapter. This is essential for a distinction grade. Detail your GDPR approach. Don't just say, it's secure. Explain how data is encrypted at rest and in transit. Explain your access control policies. Include an ethics assessment. Did you check for bias in your algorithm? Is the user interface accessible to people with disabilities, WCAG standards? And consider sustainability. Green IT is an ethical duty now. Did you choose an energy-efficient hosting provider? Did you optimize your code to use less processing power? Documenting this proves you are a holistic professional who considers the wider impact of your work. To conclude, remember this: you are not just a builder of technology, you are a guardian of standards. Legal compliance is the floor, it keeps you and your client out of jail. Ethical conduct is the ceiling, it builds a reputation that lasts a career. When you are in doubt, and the gray areas are confusing, apply the newspaper test. Would I be happy if this decision and my name were reported on the front page of the news tomorrow? If the answer is no, don't do it. I challenge you to read the full BCS Code of Conduct today. It is your map for a successful, sustainable career. Thank you for your time, and stay true to your compass. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you now feel more confident in mastering this topic. If you found value in this session, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and follow our channel. It really means a lot to me and helps the algorithm show these lessons to other apprentices, just like you, who need support. Don't forget, you can download today's slides and the full transcript at www.mentorinai.com EPA Hub. While you are there, check out our mock interview and portfolio review services to make sure you are fully ready for your EPA. See you in the next video. Keep learning.